What's going on, Unbreakable Rogues? What's going on today? It is Monday, January 6th of 2025. Today is it took a while to execute the day, and the episode today we're gonna talk about 1 degree, one extra degree. It's a little chill here in the Carolinas, and we're like, I didn't want to get up this morning. I was like, oh my god, it's just like it's one of those things that uh, we keep focusing and putting some stuff in the subconscious mind. But there's one pivotal moment in the early in the morning that I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It ain't gonna happen. It is not going to happen. Not today. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep the plan. We've been doing some strategies for the year and how we're gonna execute for the next 3 months, the next 6 months. But today was like I was not having it. It is like, so I'm about to do some stuff. I've been doing that, so I've recorded podcasts, and I've been listening to my training on YouTube. I follow quite a few influencers. They have great content. I follow up. I did some things that I hadn't done, that I haven't done in a while. So you know what? This I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep active. I'm gonna keep active. And one of the things that I was listening to this influencer, and he said, and I'm never bored. I'm always doing something. And people get in trouble when they're bored, when they're like, oh, you know what, maybe I should take the day off today. Maybe, I mean, literally the weather right outside is probably about 45 degrees, is rainy, is just like one of those days that you really don't want to do anything. Especially, well, I mean, living in for 30 years in Ohio, right? And which, by the way, congrats to the Ohio State Buckeyes to actually beat the Oregon Duckies. Quack, 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 right? And great game, by the way. But also, uh, we've been strategizing for. Anyway, so as I was listening, to this guy, and he said, you know what? When people get bored, they start doing some stuff that they didn't supposed to do, instead of focusing on it is where what the next 12 to 24 months are going to be. For me was we've been here in this state for the past year, and we've been doing a lot of activity, a lot of ups and downs. And I say, this 2025, it is going to be a great year. We're not done. And as I was listening to this influencer, what he was saying, he was like, you know what, he was right on the money. He said, this is what I did when I was even before I was in the position that I was in. I was still flying commercial before I bought the jet. I was like, I was still doing this. I was still knocking until this day. He say he goes and still do some door knocking, right? Because everybody, you know. He creates an audience, and this is what I'm going to do, and I follow. I say, you know what, I'm going to do exactly what he did. I'm just going to replicate everything. You gotta, and one of the he said is that you gotta have a duplicatable system. You got to have a duplicatable system. You got to have a team in place. But you got to have the enough time to do so, right? But for me, being I'm 50, I'm about to be 51 years old in a couple of months. I mean, it's going to be almost 4 years sober. But I was like, I don't have 10, 20 years to fuck it up. I don't have another, I don't have enough 6 months, as a matter of fact. I gotta execute like now. So I'm putting some videos. We were doing some stuff, the 2024 is gone. Is like, what are you doing today? What little extra degrees? Literally, the house is 66 degrees. Because what happened when you put the house when it's 70, 71, you start getting comfy. Since I'm working from home, I was like, well, probably no. Let's switch Netflix. Let's watch the whatever. I said, no, you know what? It's like I gotta call some people. So I talked to a friend of mine that I haven't talked to in a while. in Cleveland. I'm about to talk to my other buddy from Ohio, and I was like, dude, we got to do some business together. We got just gotta get at the point, and it's on. It is on. So, uh, and I was watching it depends, what's your religion, right? But I was watching a show yesterday, based in in the life of our Lord, and I was like, you know what, that dude was a carpenter, right? That dude didn't have is and one of the things that I picked up in the series, which I watched already quite a few times, is like the guy did some miracles, and he didn't seek uh, uh, like validation. He didn't want it was not there to validate nobody, right? He was an a mission, right? So the backstory of this, it is sometimes you got to do things that number one you haven't done before. Need that little extra degree of success, And I'm following following the the main goal is how many people can you help over the long period of time. But in the beginning, you got to help yourself, right, as well. But in a way that I'm 51. It's gonna be 51 years of age. You don't have another. I don't have another 10 years. To trial and error. We just need to get. We need to get this shit done. So for the next 6 months it's gonna be interesting. So I just want to jump in the tube and then just put some content and all raw, unfiltered, unplug. And I gotta get going. I gotta go to the gym to lift some weights and just kind of put it like in midday and put the thermostat in colder, so get the more uncomfortable I am, the more I'm gonna execute. And every time I feel doubts, or I feel, because it's part of being human, is like, you know what, I'm not going to allow to myself to become civilized. And that's what David Goggins says. At the moment you start becoming civilized, you start you sit back and relax, and I'm not going to do my workouts anymore. I'm already successful. Not me, I'm not even close to done. But I saw a lot of folks in social media that you can see that they're not posting as regularly as you saw, even in the pandemic. And I said, that's my chance. Like in real estate, I got to be like Cardone. I got to be able to dominate the sector, right? And get attention. You got to get attention. You got to get more haters. I had some haters going on in my comments. You know what? Welcome the haters, because that gives me like pump the, like prime the pump, like what one of those old school trainers used to say. You got to prime the pump, man. You got to prime the pump. So you know what? I don't care. But with this 2025 is going to be phenomenal. Take some shots, and let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go through. Let's just execute. Have a good afternoon. Have a good day, and let's go, man.